So a lot of people been asking me to give a in-depth video of the Social Security thing, right? And buying a house and buying a car. So apparently a lot of y'all got to the party late, but it's all good because we got some drinks left. So have a seat, okay? So when you go to buy a house or a car, right, all these things are purchased the same way. It comes off your Social Security number. Your Social Security number is tied to the Federal Reserves. Banks cannot just access the Federal Reserves. They need you to give them access so they can borrow money from the Federal Reserves using your Social Security number in your signature, right? So when you go buy a house, that house is already paid for. If you ever notice, just look at the person that got you the house and look at the person you're paying. You're not paying the same people. These are two different people that doesn't have any business contact in common. One is a debt collector and one is a mortgage broker, right? So what happened was when you purchased that house, the mortgage brokers got paid in full for that property. That's why they say you don't supposed to be putting down payments on these houses, because they pull the full amount from your Social Security number. Like if that house is $400,000, they're gonna pull the whole $400,000 from your Social Security number. So what they do is they turn around and they sell that debt to a debt collector. They sell that debt to a debt collector, right? Okay. The debt collector goes and buy that debt for about 10%. They pay 10% for it. So if it's $400,000, they probably pay like $40,000 for that debt. And then they come back and try to make you pay that debt. Well, first of all, there's all kinds of legal shit that just happened between point 1 and point 2. So let me explain to you. The first company was already paid off, so they shouldn't have sold your information anyway. They just violated your Privacy Act. Because once they got their money for that house, there's no contract between you and them. Okay, so let's go to the debt collector. Now, the debt collector cannot collect on this debt because there's something called the Fair Debt Protection Act that protects you. So what you have to do is you have to get them to validate this debt. There's things that they need to do to validate this debt. And you send them a list. If you email them, put on the top of the email, debt validation, right? And then start the conversation off like, I'm sure you're aware of the Fair Debt Collection Act, right? So you let them know that where you coming from. Under the Fair Debt Collection Act, they have to provide you with all payments and balances from the previous bank, right? Or the previous creditor. They have to provide you with your signature. They have to provide you with your full Social Security number. So put all these at different numbers as you go down. So that's three things that you need. The fourth thing they need is a wet signature. A lot of y'all don't know what a wet signature is. That's when they say a wet signature, that's you signing the shit in ink. So they need the original contract. All right, that's real important. They need the original contract. Fifth of all, they need to turn over all sales agreement to this debt. Because if they bought this debt for $40,000, why they asking you for $400,000? Something's wrong here, right? And if you bought the debt, or if you didn't buy the debt, you got to show me how you accumulated this debt or how you got this debt. So if you got the debt for free and trying to charge me $400,000, you got problems there, buddy. Because if you got the debt for free, how you trying to make me pay you back all this money? You see what I'm saying? There's all kinds of illegal shit there's all kinds of shit that go to this, bruh. This is just not as simple as here's a debt. Now, the last thing that they need to do is they need to show a written contract between you and that debt collector that you agree to let that debt collector pick up your debt and let them charge you for it. This is under the Fair Debt Collection Act. All these things that they have to prove. Now, I bet the farm, a lot of them only prove 2 out of 3 things. So you ask them, I want you to prove everything, not partial. You have to prove all this to validate this debt. And if you cannot validate this debt in 30 days, then I'm following up with a cease and desist letter, right? So you follow up. So after 30 days, they have not validated this debt. Then you send again another email, which is called a cease and desist. And then you tell them, like, because there's all kinds of legal shit that just went on, bro. First of all, they're probably reporting to your credit bureau illegally. They obtain your debt illegally. the first seller who sold it illegally, right? So all this is a violation of your Privacy Act. Okay, so if you cannot validate this debt, I'm sending you a cease and desist letter. In this cease and desist letter, you need to stop contacting me. You need to get that shit off my credit report, right? Because I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna sue you. And I'm gonna sue you for harassment, and I'm gonna sue you for tampering with my credit, because you have no business, no validation point to be adding this debt onto my credit. And then on top of that, don't leave it there. Say, listen, if I want all my money back. So if you want to file for your money, here's the code. Title 15 USC 1692H. Say, listen, you need to run all my money back, because under the federal law, if you can't validate this debt, you need to return all my money back to me. This is going to run these debt collectors out of business, right? And I want y'all to listen. Stay focused, because a lot of people you see trolling my page, you see the same people trolling these pages that I put up, or these videos that I put up, because these people work for debt collectors and banks and mortgage brokers, right? They trying to steer you away, because guess what? We got the power to crash their ass, right? We got the power to crash their ass. So I hope I help y'all out in this video. But if you have any questions, I always tell people, do your own research, Google these codes, and these codes are going to show you. These codes are going to show you what you need to know, right? And it's going to show you that banks don't borrow money, and you got a chance to get all your money back. So tell the motherfuckers, prepare to run that bankroll back. Y'all be safe out there. 2024, debt free. Let's go.